Hello. Welcome back to Lost in Random, which apparently the Xbox app needs some fixes because it doesn't even understand that it has the game. Like I looked up in the app because it wasn't appearing on my left bar. It's the name of the game, Lost in Random. It didn't appear. And like 15 minutes later, I realize that it is there in Game Pass games. And so I go and I click on it, hey, install, because I assume maybe I cloud gamed it last time or something and hadn't realized it. And then it opens the game. And it adds it to my left bar. And I'm over here like, what the hell? Anyway, we're making a poem for Two Towns' evil mayor. That's what we're doing this time. He really, really likes to rhyme, but he's really, really bad at it. So we gotta make a poem about the two moons. So we're gonna go this way. Because I said so.
Game Master's beard, what are you doing up here, kid? What are you doing here? This is an active construction site. We have work to do here, kid. It doesn't matter what your name is. You can't be here, kid. Look, we're all under a tight schedule here. I can't stop work just to escort you home. So, if you promise not to die or otherwise interfere with our work here, I'll answer some questions for you, okay?
No
But by
promises.
the card makers, we can't have kids wandering around an active work site. Come on, get going.
So we
Before
won't
my other side pitches
actually
in on what to do
answer.
about you.
I like how a lot of this is interconnected. And they jut out to random dead ends. I don't like that you can't like just jump. 'Cause you can't do stuff like jump up to there and get to that thing. Even if it doesn't do anything, it would be a cool thing to be able to do. And like if you could jump over to his hat, that would be pretty cool. So what we're looking for is posters, I think. I need to take a look at the posters. Okay, so that was absolutely nothing at all. But yeah, we should just have like posters we need to hang up or something, or we need to pull off the wall or something like that. Just gotta find them. There's one. Yep.
They said it wasn't possible. They said it was a lie. Meet Miss Mystique from Papo's Wild Circus, the woman with 3 personalities. Miss? I could use that word.
Okay.
A good night's sleep is every evening's prize. Sleep twice as well when you wear sleeping eyes. Sleeping eyes? Yeah, I like the sound of that.
So Mist of Sleeping Eyes. I think this is one of those games that's trying hard to look like a children's game, but it's not actually supposed to be a children's game. It's supposed to be hard on the whole metaphorical. The problem is it needs to work a little bit more on its metaphorical and a little less on its children game aesthetic.
Here, card enthusiast and living store at your service.
Don't get me wrong, it's a decent game, but its battle mechanics aren't that fun. And its strategy isn't that in depth. So it's kind of like mediocre, kind of, in the end. Not to be mean. It's just, it's not exceptionally good or exceptionally bad. And there's a lot of mechanics that would make it more fun if, you know, they were there. Or they were developed more. Like, this fighting aspect is already not that enjoyable. And I get you want to add shields and stuff, but there's no point in adding shields to a not that enjoyable part of the game. Like dodging. There's really no point in dodging. Forget how you rap. I preferred the chess game, to be honest. And it was solely because there was actually something to do during these playthroughs. It's like, as great as it is, you're just basically doing the same fights over and over again. Even at their best, you're still just basically doing the same fights over and over again. Because, like, the only difference between fighting him with and without a shield is that you have to get around him because he's gonna block you with the shield. Which is, like, not a smart mechanic, especially in a game like this. Because this is a game where you're not really supposed to get hit. I'm being honest with you. It's a game where you're supposed to avoid getting hit at all costs. And then if you do, you heal because, oh no, you've been hit. which you can avoid most rather than by dashing, by running, because you practically go the same speed as dashing when you run. And while these kind of enemies make sense in a normal game, in a game like this, they're just kind of like, why? If you gave him some more freedom on the combat, I don't know, it's just, it's not great, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it was intentional, but it's almost like everything is intended to just make you displeased with the game. The most enjoyable way to do combat in this game is to actually just smack them and then occasionally dodge. And the most effort that takes is to make sure you don't get hit too hard. And to collect stuff at the right time. I especially hate this because it tells you to throw it and you got a full hand, but then you don't got any ability to use said full hand. And then it gets rid of your hand afterwards. And it doesn't tell you for certain how much you have. It should be giving you one for each card, in my opinion. Or it should light up how many you have on the dice. Something like that. Would be just like a quick and easy way to do it. The only thing that makes dodging even slightly worth it is the fact that the game's AI knows what you're doing. And by that I mean, it seems like the game's AI, there's no difference between this and the bow, except the bow doesn't last 30 seconds, it lasts 10 shots, and I could do a lot more than 10 shots in 30 seconds. The game's AI seems to know that you're running around, and so it'll attack you where you're going, but it can't do that with a dash because dash is sudden. And I hate beyond anything else, when games do this, where they have aerial units along with melee units, and they're both strong types. So what I mean is, like, there's no need to make an aerial unit that dashes at you when you've never seen an aerial unit that dashes before, along with a melee unit that shields you when you've never seen a melee unit that shields before, along with a normal melee unit, and they threw a gun at you earlier and they might do it again. Because games like this, and this game specifically, hasn't really just suddenly thrown stuff at you before. They've done like one new mechanic per fight. And now they're just going, okay, well, balls to the wall, here's everything. And that guy doesn't have anything on him at all. Got a new card, why not? Yeah, get another one of those because it wants me to have one while I'm at a full hand. Like, how do you get more of these said crystals? I don't understand. You think a boom will do the job? I bet a boom will do the job. They're not even dead and they're gonna summon more. How am I supposed to survive this? Outside of just running around and hoping for the best? Hit that guy. Yeah, the time bubble doesn't last long enough to matter because I can't actually hit him. And I think cracking a crystal doing a little bit of damage should have just been a feature. That way you don't have to be super, you know, anal about the fucking way you do this. This crystal curse, this should just be a standard thing. You're actually breaking something on their body. Just make it do a little bit of damage each time. It's like a normal thing, rather than oh my god, you got a card. You're so special. Honestly, these guys are harder than the big guys, which doesn't exactly seem right. And I'm stuck. And there's nothing I can do to get out of being stuck there. That is not the way you want to do that. I promise you, that is not. That is how you lose people. And that thing's never gonna have a crystal outside? Okay, there it goes. And there's no longer the crystal curse because it waited until the absolute last fucking second to get his crystal curse. It's fucking crystal back. I really don't like the crystal curse being a thing that's not like always. That, because it makes a bunch of stuff 0, and then I can use that, and I can use everything. There we go. Honestly, most ideal way to play.
Kid, I see.
It is just with a sword. I would have much more enjoyed this game if it was like, each time you kill an enemy, you roll the dice and you get a different weapon, or you can choose to roll the dice for a new weapon if you get enough points, but you have a weapon for sure all the time. I get why it's set up the way it is. It's just not an enjoyable way to set up the game. And at this point, rather than because it's fun, I'm playing it because I want to see what happens in the game, which is like barely, just because I'm interested. And not because your actual story makes sense yet, or has been driven to be something that somebody would want to actually look at. There we go. It seems your fights drag on too long, because if they didn't drag on quite as long, I wouldn't have the ability to be so nitpicky about it. Or if, like, I could fight the enemies on my terms, like I choose when to fight them one at a time or something like that. Because, like, if I died, I'd have to restart at the beginning of that fight with no actual way to continue fighting them. Because you're basically just redoing the same thing over and over again, and it's not fun.
Oh my grace! I was pinned down by those vile machines, but now they're scrap. So thank you. The name's Big Red.
My second favorite droid. Maybe third or fourth. Big Red's great.
Even, huh? Well, you're big even to me now. Big's an honorific, you know. Big Red and Big Even. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, kid. What brings you up here to this horrible place, Big Even?
For some Big Red.
Afraid I can't help with either of those. But I got a life here. A precious little life, but it's mine. And now that I can move freely again, I think I'm gonna head back down to Two Town. See, I have this brother, named Little Joe. That's him. Looks just like me, only he's a jerk. Well, he was going to work up here, but I got sent here instead. He made some sort of deal. Little Joe tricked me. His own twin sister. So now he's down there, and I'm stuck up here, and I hate every minute of it. I've had better times, yeah. Now I just want to go home. And now I can! Thank you! You've really made a difference in my life, Big Even. Oh, please, take this. It's my way of saying thanks. I'm finally free!
I think it would make the fights easier if you had easier access to uh, whatever it is you use to activate the cards. Um, because if you could get more, or if you knew exactly the amount that you had at all times, it would be like, okay, well, I don't have enough to actually use anything, so let's get more. Or if you knew how to get them, you could go, okay, well, now I've gotten one, and you can mentally keep track of how many you've gotten.
Listen to crooner Hairy Harry's new double-length record. Inspired by the new moon of Two Town. It's twice as good as his last album. Croon. That's a nice poetic word.
I don't know, I feel like knowing how many little things you have, or knowing how to get them, and knowing how to get them, would be preferable. Okay. Is it cheat and hazard or just the best? That one is just god awful. Why would you want to either make them free or double? I get wanting to make them free, which you can do, but double, especially when the max so far is 3. That's gonna be a no. How do I open my deck? Here. So we add the king's hand. Add these 3. Definitely take the crystal curse. Explosion. Explosion. Just because I like the idea of it. That's kind of useful. That's very useful. Take these even though I don't really like having them. These are things that could be useful. And there we go. And we limited it back down to 15. Why is it limited to 15? I feel like 15 is a weird number. Let's get rid of the health elixirs then. We want that. We want these for sure. So, what can we get rid of? Critical 20 is not that useful. Make sure I got all the ones on this screen that I want. In case... Well, if Natalie's bell, Natalia's bell isn't that useful, we'll just, switch it out, put the potions there. This was the room. There's the other half. which is probably where I gotta go to continue. Well, okay then. I hate the fact that they don't just speak words. Sometimes it's charming, but usually they have creatures speak a sort of common language, like in Star Wars, where they're like, okay, it's not actually English, it's just a common language that everyone understands, and for the point of you understanding what's going on, we're making it English. But it's not actually English. And you can tell because they don't write in English and stuff like that. I get some creatures speaking in crazy languages, but I really don't like just constantly listening to things speaking in languages that I don't understand, so I have to read subtitles for information that might actually be interesting or important.
A feast for the senses, a balm for the body, a spiritual bouquet? You simply have to try Crazy Cryptid's Chopped Cheese Bloob. Now half price every second Tuesday. Huh. Spiritual bouquet. It's a nice turn of phrase.
It's not that nice.
Even
of a
had
turn
all
of
the
phrase.
material she needed to face Royam in a battle of rhymes. But did she have the skill? Well, there was only one way to find out.
I mean, if you want to compare her to the other guy, then yes, she does. Oriam has absolutely no skill at all. And just knowing fancy words does not mean you're good at rhyming.
She wasn't sure if she was ready, but on the other hand, she wasn't at all certain she'd ever be. So she did the only thing she could. She went for it.
This is it, even. It all comes down to this. If you come at me with a moon poem, you'd better not.
You know how these work.
Oh no, you're clearly not ready yet. So, you want to try this again? Very well.
Okay.
It all comes down to this. If you come at me with a moon poem, you'd better not.
Okay, I get it. You're doing the whole AB thing.
Perfect, yes. Let us begin. We shall pluck the wings from painted butterflies to fan the moonbeams from two towns. Yes. Oh, I like that very much. Let's proceed.
You know, it doesn't really
And
make
we
sense.
shall be made minions of the moon to look forward to everything the mayor doth. Yes, there's no rule that says a poem can't talk up the poet some. Well done. Now, last verse. And we shall always swear by the 2 moons, for they change each day. The upside down town is the only place that offers such a... such perfect rhymes.
I mean, it's easier just to
What a
say display, but
perfect
sure.
moon.
Spiritual bouquet, that works too.
I think I have it, yes. Well done, little poet. You have earned yourself quite a boon. Oh, I am constantly growing, building my body to become a real being. Poetry, on the other hand, this is what will truly separate me from my shallow other side. Oh, but of course, I promise you I will dig into that matter. Meanwhile, I want to give you something else. The highest honor in this land.
Okay.
I grant you access to the second moon's staging grounds. Few have ever had the good fortune to tread on that hallowed ground. Go there, admire it, and then I will give you what you seek.
I wonder if
Good, good. All is going according to plan. I truly am Two Town's greatest male individual.
because you know the people who made this game had to have created
Build
the
my city in the
subtitles.
sky. Go on, don't be shy.
So,
we need a new city
did
that's way
they
up at a significant height.
did they purposefully make it so that some words are left out? Like that thing he just said before he told us to leave. Where he said admire and then contemplate two-townness. Is that intentional? Or did they just give a different script than they had the subtitles to the other people and forget that they changed it? I think it seems intentional, but I really can't tell with this game. Isn't intentional.
Beautiful, I guess, in its own sort of strange way.
No, it's kind of just like modern art, but big. Only got 25 points, so you don't matter.
So this was the famed second moon, Mayor Royham's masterpiece. It was actually kind of a trap.
Nada.
Roll your dice and lead the playing piece into the structure of the Royam's second moon. That can't be right.
I would have preferred if you had left it at, like, the recordings of the past, and so they're not, like, actively going on, because nobody has dice anymore, so there's not a way for them to currently be spokespeople for the thing. 3 arenas. Pieces of style and a flock of bomb-carrying birds fly over the arena. The bombs, either if you're under them or if you shoot them.
The playing piece is blocked by an adversary. Destroy the adversary to advance.
Yes, I read your instructions. You then need to also say what I need to do. And there's more than an adversary.
Get him, Dicey! Dicey, there!
Got a full hand, full throw, and only 2 pieces. That's not gonna help me. Well, I guess it will. And I wish we got to keep our hand or our card playing chips, or whatever they're gonna be called, from turn to turn. So like if we had a full hand and didn't throw anything, we got to keep a full hand. Okay, that's literally the most useless skill I've ever seen. Why would anyone want that? Yes, I get it. We beat the adversaries. We get to keep going now. Oh wait, there's more people, you say? So there was no point in all of that?
The playing piece has broken the wall.
Ah, where is it going?
Over here, Dicey!
You are the worst. I was expecting you to maybe stay in one spot. You can give a lot of HP, which is great, but you're going to be useless during an actual battle.
The playing piece is blocked by an adversary. Defeat the adversary to advance.
Yes, I get it. You don't need to tell me that each and every time. Did he just shoot his own man? actually... And then I hate when it doesn't actually, like, lock on to the fucking piece of glass on their skull. I know it's not glass, but that's what I'm gonna call it. Do that. Do that. This one. Hey. Yeah, that's fine with me.
The playing piece is blocked by an adversary. Destroy the adversary to advance.
Get him, Dicey!
I think I have to kill the big gun boys before he'll let me do anything. Which is pain, because it means I need the bow, specifically. Or I need to use the cracked orb thing. I'm not using you. Fuck that. Yes, I get there's a big guy with a gun. That I can't actually reach. Because you're such a smart game. Hey, this is gonna work to actually hit that thing. And it's not gonna work.
The end? No, far from it.
And I'm back here. Okay. You're not that useful. You are. You are definitely not. You are not. You are. And I just take up straight up health potions. And then I want the bow. Which is this. Okay, and then we'll take a king thing, because why not? But I think... Okay, there we go. I think that'll be it for this one. I got stuff to do and places to be and all that, you know? And if I fight that again for 15 minutes and die, I'm gonna become some kind of criminal. And don't get me wrong, it's not that it's hard that why it's not enjoyable to fight that. It's that it's not hard, but they've made random bullshit mechanics to make your life harder because they couldn't figure out how to actually make their game difficult without stupid mechanics. Like, I don't need 5 waves of enemies. because that's not realistic. It's fine to have waves of enemies. It's a different matter entirely where you just keep throwing them and throwing them and throwing them because your enemies are too easy, and so you need more of them to physically show up so that it's an actual challenge. And then once I beat them, or not beat them, once I lose to them because there's fucking 8 waves of enemies, and every other wave there's either a gun or a shield or a bat, and no way to fight them until I use their stupid dice, meaning I have to stop, and if I stop I get hit, which in itself isn't a bad mechanic, that one mechanic where you have to stop to hit their crystals. The problem is, if you're going to have that many enemies, make the effects of the crystals either permanent or momentary gifts. Like swords. You should make it where you collect a certain amount and the cards appear and you get your number in the top right corner or whatever, a big number that tells you how many stuff you have to buy cards. Even if the cards are randomized each hand, that's fine. If you know how many you can use. That way you can actually use the sword when you want the sword. Or make it so that the sword is permanent. So that it doesn't matter, because eventually you're going to get it, and then you have it. I don't need the sword to be permanent for every battle. I need it so that each battle I can get the sword and know that I have it from there. Because there's no point in over and over and over again trying to get these things and then potentially messing up and then your sword's just gone and this guy still has health and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's not like a strategy thing. They're trying to pause the game while you play and make it a strategy thing. But it's not a strategy thing unless I can know every little detail about what's going on. And I can't. Because of the way you set it up. And it's fine. But it's annoying. And if I didn't really want to beat it for self-satisfaction, I just wouldn't play it. At all. I would have stopped after this point because I would have gone, well, this is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I'm done. And just been gone. Anyway. I'll see you in the next one. Or hopefully we have more luck.